Today we're gonna be going and picking up 2 cars. No, they're not my cars, they're my father's cars. I don't know why he decided to get 2 around the same time, but I'm going to pick up 2 today. Both of them don't run, so we are gonna be trailering them. That's why we have the trailer hitch on this car. This is my first time I'm trailering anything with this car, and this will be a great test for this thing. See how it's really gonna tow with a car on it, because that was one of the main reasons that I got this thing, was because it can tow. Anyways, first thing I gotta do is go to the bank, and then I'm gonna go to the first pickup. So we just made it here to the first stop, and we're gonna be picking up 1 car, and then we're gonna be dropping it off at the shop, and then we're gonna be picking up the second one, and then dropping that one off at the shop. This first one, I believe, is a Bugatti replica kit car, and doesn't run, so that's gonna be fun. We're gonna go check it out right now. Super busy street. Super busy street that this thing's on. I have no idea if we're gonna have to maneuver it inside there or something. We're just gonna have to figure it out. So we got this thing outside. We can put a little bit of air in the tires. We're gonna go ahead and line it up with the trailer, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take ratchet straps and we're gonna hook it to the front end and slowly ratchet strap it up this trailer, and hopefully, because it's such a light car, this thing is on a VW chassis, it should only weigh probably, probably 20 some 100 pounds. And so I'm gonna set you guys up in the back of the Escalade, and hopefully this goes well. Dad was pretty specific to put that bungee cord on there for the back, but I don't think it's gonna do much, but that's why we're doing that. Should be good. Now for an hour-and-a-half drive all the way back to LaSalle. We're gonna get some food and then make the hour-and-a-half journey back to LaSalle, drop this thing off at the shop, and then go get the other one. Good thing I checked, the hood wasn't latched.
Really?
Yeah, so I'd hate for that thing to flip up with any kind of like wind going sideways or something. Well, we made it to the shop. We're gonna go ahead and unload this and put the first of the 2 kit cars in the shop. Well, that's one down. We're gonna go ahead and get situated inside the warehouse, and then we'll catch up whenever we're at the location of the other one. All right, so we're at the location of the second car, and we backed up right now. Kind of a pain in the ass. Everyone with these cars seems to live in some little alleyway or something, so we're gonna be picking this thing up. This one is a Porsche 912 replica, I do believe. Hopefully we'll be able to get it on the trailer because it does have a little bit more of an enclosed front end. Same thing, I think it's on a VW chassis, but I think it has a Corvair motor or something like that. We'll have to ask my dad and see specifics. I'll go ahead and open up the back. The thing is too wide, so we have to actually jack up the rear so that way it'll clear the rear taillights. Alright, so the camera died, but we ended up getting this thing in the shop. As you can see, it is the most packed here that it has ever been. My dad got a shipment of a bunch of stuff. So you can see we got the forklift and 3 pallets worth of stuff. And then we got my dad's other kit car. I don't know how we're gonna rearrange all this. Obviously that stuff is eventually gonna be moved out of here. We have enough room to work on this car. And obviously we put the more enclosed car on this side. That way, if it does get dusty, it's not really a problem. Whereas that one, it'd get a bunch of dust inside and we don't really want that. Anyway, so to give you guys a little bit of information on these 2 cars that we picked up today. This one here, I believe, is a 1929 Bugatti replica, something like that. These bodies are entirely fiberglass. They are made somewhere in the 80s, I believe. They are both VW chassis. This one is a VW Bug chassis. It is rear engine, so it has the factory 4-cylinder, factory suspension up front, and then obviously you get this whole body as a kit and everything like that. And it's kind of, you can look more into it if you'd like to, but I don't really want to get into too specifics of how that all went. But basically, you just got a kit with a bunch of stuff in it. You had to buy a donor car, which obviously was the VW Bug for this one, and then you just swapped everything onto the pan and everything. Moving on to this car, that right there is the bottom portion of the rear. Obviously it's not attached, but this one I believe is on a VW Carmangia chassis, but then it has a Chevy Corvair engine. And the Chevy Corvair engine is just a flat 6. It has 2 more cylinders than the VW, so probably a little bit more horsepower. Good for something like this. Both these cars are extremely light. Trailering them was extremely easy. The Cadillac handled it no problem. Both these cars probably weigh mid 2,500, if that. This one's pretty cool. I like the doors, but I like that one more. My dad's had several of those. I don't know, I just remember driving around in those for, you know, the longest time. Never seen one of these things. This is actually a Porsche 917 replica, not a 912 like I had stated previously. But if you want to take a look inside, I don't think we opened the doors on film. You can see it's all fiberglass inside there, and there's just some like random like gaming chairs in there for some reason. I don't know why the guy just decided to do that, but pretty cool. And if you take a look at this paint, this is actually gel coat. Both these cars and almost every other replica out there has a gel coat on top of the fiberglass. So this isn't painted, and most kit cars aren't painted, which is good because when they're faded like this one might not be able to come back to a perfect shine. You can probably bring it back a little bit, but like that one will be able to come back to almost a perfect, you know, paint looking. But obviously that's, you know, takes cutting and buffing and stuff like that. So maybe we'll show these cars later down the line as they progress. But this one's interesting, very 70s, right? Probably late 70s.
Something.
With all the sparkle and stuff, I feel like that's just kind of how it is. Pretty cool windows. I think that window, what did my dad say that was out of?
Oh, I already forgot.
Oh, Opel GT, I believe. So, kit cars are kind of a lot of different parts from other cars. Kind of, you know, so that way everything's readily available. Like I said, I mean, Opel GTs, most of you guys probably won't even know what that is, but it's almost like a mini Corvette. That's how a lot of people refer to them. But pretty popular. And so, let's say you broke a windshield, obviously you can't, like, you know, make it yourself. Whereas actually this one, my dad is like super like geeked out about this windshield because this had to be custom cut. This is tempered glass, and it's not tempered. What is it? It's safety glass. Mm-hmm. And so safety glass, I guess, is pretty hard to get cut and everything, especially a custom cut like this, where, you know, because it has to be perfectly cut on this side, perfectly cut on that side, and then they have to, like, whatever, break it, you know, because of the plastic that's inside there, so that way whenever something hits it, it doesn't shatter in your face. But yeah, I'd say that's pretty much all the information that I have. I think we're gonna go ahead and end today's video. I hope you enjoyed this little bit different video, and peace out.